Ball here on Rocky Top. Incredible the way this sport works, Will, because Tennessee goes to Houston. It faces what it felt like was a simulation of an SEC series. They outscore opponents 23-6 over those 3 games, and they've allowed 4 runs to Radford here tonight over the first 2 innings tonight.
Yeah, they have, and they've helped Radford out a lot, but Radford's done a good job of executing when they've had those opportunities, scored one of them on a sac bunt, and have just put the ball in play. They've kind of refused to strike out, and a couple seeing eye singles, a couple bloops here and there, and they've done a really good job on the base paths. So a little bit of a small ball approach, but they're making it work, and they're putting pressure on them.
James Ward grounded into a double play his first time up. Watches a pitch inside. What have you liked from Michael Sharman so far as he continues here on the mound?
Well, he's just kept throwing it in the zone. Whether there's been an error or a single, he just keeps throwing strikes. And that's kind of all you really need to do is come in and steady the tide here. And I think they've rewarded him by sending him back out for the second time now because he's just not really worried about what's going on behind him. He's just doing his job and on to the next pitch.
That one fouled back here towards us. And it rolls back down into the level right in front of us. Count 2-2 to Ward.
Going to be some interesting foul ball adventures this year with the renovations going on. Could get some peculiar bounces off metal or concrete.
Well, I left my glove at home, so you're going to see exactly how unathletic I am if one does get up here towards us.
We'll just duck.
2-2. Misses, full count. Tyler Kehoe is on deck. Sharman working quickly. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch home. Got him looking. Strike 3. Third strikeout of the night for the lefty Sharman, and there's 1 away.
That glove side from a lefty, when they can get that in on a righty, it'll just make you smile. That's perfectly executed pitch on 3-2. Hitters looking out over the plate. You just threw a changeup. Tunneling is what they call it. You throw a different pitch, but it looks the same for a long way to the plate until it's not. And gets the backwards K there.
Kehoe next up as Sharman starts him off with a strike. Tennessee lefty came in after 2/3 from Nick Abraham, who got a double play with the bases loaded for the 2 outs that he recorded. Swing and a miss. Kehoe out in front. Sharman in a groove here. Tennessee lefty ahead, 0-2. They pulled that one, missed it.
I don't think Lawless was expecting fastball there.
And he'll go recalibrate the signs here.
With pitch comm.
That's right.
I'm not 100% sure how that happens, but
Tennessee pitching coach Frank Anderson watching on.
it's actually a really well-executed pitch. Got it out there where he was intending to go, but obviously Stone was expecting it to break further away.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. 3 straight punch-outs for Sharman in a groove, his 4th of the afternoon. 2 up, 2 down. Here comes Brady Whitaker, the catcher.
Yeah, that's a tough matchup for Kehoe, and I think if Sharman's able to locate that breaking ball away from him, then he just runs out of bat. There's just not a whole lot he can do there, that ball being out of the zone.
Check swing, didn't matter. Strike 1 to Whitaker, who showed off an impressive arm, gutting out Gavin Keelan on the base paths already tonight. 0-1, strike 2. Tennessee looking for its first clean inning on the mound and defensively. with the heart of their order coming up. Sharman got him to go, striking out the side. Much to the liking of those in Tennessee Orange here tonight. 3 up, 3 down. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night as Sharman sends us to the bottom of the third. His 4th appearance of the season. Brady with an .853 earned run average this season, allowing 4 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Had a clean couple of innings on Sunday against Mercyhurst, pitched 2 innings of no-hit ball, struck out 1. That ERA inflated after giving up 6 runs on opening day to Akron. As he comes in here replacing Nick Pettit, who had a mostly clean inning there in the second. Gavin Keelan, Hunter Ensley, and Andrew Fisher due up as Tennessee looks to get some runs here.
I've been impressed with both guys from Radford, able to locate multiple pitches for strikes. Not anything overpowering stuff-wise, but guys that have pitched and compete.
Howard, a freshman from Greenville, South Carolina. They've been finishing up high school baseball last year as Tennessee won the national championship. Fast forward a year, and here you are playing the defending champs.
Thrown right into it.
Yeah, absolutely. He singled and was caught stealing back in the first. One of the hottest hitters in baseball. And the first pitch from Howard misses. It is certainly true, though, for this Tennessee team and for so many SEC squads, both at the top of the conference, middle, and the bottom of it, you are getting everyone's best effort when they come to town and they see that national champions banner right behind home plate.
You are, and it's a huge opportunity for the team coming in to either A, get a huge RPI boost, B, a huge confidence boost before going into their conference schedule, or C, just figure out who they are and where they stand. And even if they don't play well, it's a valuable thing to come play a team like Tennessee for Radford, and for tomorrow it'll be Xavier, who's played a lot of very competitive baseball in their non-conference schedule.
2 balls, 1 strike to Keelan, the second baseman tonight, 10 for his last 16. Going back to the start of the weekend in Houston. Here's a 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2, Adam Fould.
Yeah, tied him up there with fastball at 90, right on the hands and up. Keelan named the Golden Spikes Player of the Week. Pardon me for forgetting the publication. I don't want to speak wrong. It's also SEC Player of the Week.
Swinging and missing here against Howard as the freshman. Tight throw there as Whitaker gets it out of Ace in time. 1 up and 1 down. An impressive start for the freshman righty.
It was kind of effectively wild. Almost hit him there and gets the sword swing, and then drops a breaking ball off the table to get the swing and miss for strike 3. So a good start there for Howard.
Second time a Tennessee batter has struck out tonight. Here comes Hunter Ensley, who struck out looking back in the first, up for his second turn this evening. And Howard starts him off with the ball outside. One 0 offering. That one misses. You talk about Hunter Ensley in the first inning when he was up the last time and how he's kind of flown under the radar with a lot of the newcomers. It is amazing. I mean, he's got a spike print on the wall in Omaha forever. And he's one of those guys now that will just kind of even transcend baseball. I mean, he is a Tennessee athletics kind of icon and a face that you're always going to remember for the plays he made in Omaha, the sly that ultimately was the difference in Texas A&M in Game 3. He's a guy I imagine. I just can't imagine being on campus. And that was the guy whose face and cleat print are in the wall in Omaha.
Yeah, when you sign with Tennessee as a 17, 18-year-old kid like Hunter was, I don't think you can quite draw it up any better. And things on campus are certainly different for him now than when he was a young pup, when he was on the 21 team with me as a freshman. But I don't think he wants that to be it, right? Like he seems extremely determined, and he doesn't seem like that's all it's going to be for him. I think he does a really good job of leading this team, but also being determined and, hey, I want more, and I want to, play an even bigger role on this team. And he just carries himself in such a way that you can kind of see other guys feed off of him.
Full count pitch to the Tennessee center fielder. Just misses as Ensley, with a watchful eye, will walk and put a runner on for the third baseman, Andrew Fisher.
It's a good take. Howard went at him with several cutters. You see the cutter right there at like 86, 87. A little variation off his fastball that's 90 to 91. And that one barely off the plate. A really good pitch, really good take. I think you can live with that one either way if you're Howard. Maybe not live with it, but made a good pitch.
So Ensley on first for Fisher, who watches that one zoom across the outside corner for a ball. Fisher homered back in that 2-run first inning. 383 feet, 103 off the bat. That one misses. 2 straight games with a long ball for the Ole Miss transfer.
Going to get a mound visit here.
Trying to calm down the freshman who started off with that impressive strikeout against Gavin Keelan, but like you mentioned, he's made some good pitches that have just missed against some pretty good hitters.
Yeah, you can see why they're running him out there as a part of their game plan early season. He's pretty wiry. The stuff is good, but you face a wily veteran like Hunter Ensley, and he kind of grinds you out and works the walk, and then you find yourself down in the count to Andrew Fisher. I think they're going out there to say, hey, this could get ugly quick if we're not careful. Let's take a deep breath and see if we can get back in the count.
It's Christian Bourne, the pitching coach for the Highlanders, going out there to talk to his freshman. See what the conversation was like and what the plan is now for Fisher. Swings a big bat. Just missed again. 3-0 with the hot-hitting Levi Clark on deck.
See if Fisher has green light here. I would say down 2, probably not, but being early, maybe.
3-0. He did, and he took a big home run cut, came up empty. Andrew Fisher does not take a lot of cheap swings, does he?
No, he's getting his money's worth, especially on 3-0 there.
See what he has on 3-1. We'll never know. Inside, ball 4. And Tennessee with some action here in the home half of the third. 2 walks in a row for a Radford pitching staff that had not issued any coming into this third inning. And here comes Levi Clark, who could, with another long ball, put Tennessee right back in the lead.
Good freshman on freshman battle here.
Clark singled back in the first. Was stranded there as Howard looks for a double play against his fellow freshman. He thought about it, but thought better of swinging at that one. Upstairs, 1-0.
Yeah, I thought Whitaker may have gave up on that a little bit. He sticks that thing. He might get the strike there. I mean, it was upper part of the zone for sure, but.
The 1-0. That's roped into center field, and then it'll get down for a base hit. Runners had to hold up as Ensley made sure Grantham wasn't going to catch it. Station to station go the Volunteers, and there is a fall at every base now for Reese Chapman.
More of the same story for Levi Clark. It's just everything he hits is hard contact. Kind of inside outs that one a little bit, but he's able to get it to drop. Like you said, runners had to hold up because that one had a touch of carry on it. I think on a different day that may actually hang up there, give the center fielder a chance to come in and make the play. So good base running there, especially with one out. You don't want to get doubled off there in case it does get caught.
So here's Reese Chapman. Swings and fouls that one back. Chance to hang a crooked number here. The right fielder who does have a grand slam already to his record this season. Did it against Hofstra. And was not far away from a game-tying homer back in the first when he flew out of the warning track.
I was going to ask if Tennessee had hit any grand slams this year. I think they've hit like 5.
Big breaking ball in there for a strike. Great pitch from Howard.
Which is definitely leading the country. Came in today, as you mentioned, second in home runs total behind fellow East Tennessee University ETSU, the Buccaneers.
Chapman behind 0-2. Breaking ball misses, and a nice stop by Whitaker, who had to really stretch to keep that one in his mitt.
Yeah, kind of popped out on Howard there on that one, but 0-2. Could see him going back to it.
Hensley at third, Fisher at second, Clark at first.
Well, we talked about golf earlier. How's a 9-iron sound for you? It's a changeup down and gets in his legs. Off the light pole. 6-4 balls.
Well, when they say light tower power, I think hitting the light tower counts as that. As Chapman changes this ball game, his 3rd homer of the season. 2 of them are grand slams. And here's Stone Lawless. Now Mr. Hunter Howard has got to really settle in and dig deep, because this Tennessee lineup at 7, 8, and 9 has still got some major pop. Good pitch there to catch the corner, 84 miles per hour.
That's a 1-2 count on Chapman. Change up, and it's kind of down and in, which is not typically where you want to go to a lefty, but still have to put a good swing on it, and he stays in his legs so well. Like, could have easily swung through that one or rolled it over to the first baseman or popped it up if he pulled off, but pretty textbook swing there, and in that situation, it's a big time swing.
2-1. That one bounces up there. Howard struggling here. Cannon Peebles on deck with the 7-batter Lawless looking to get on base for the first time tonight. Lawless and Peebles, the only 2 Tennessee batters who have not been on base already this evening. As he fouls this one back, full count. Nice battle back by Hunter Howard. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Full count pitch. Breaking ball, now Lawless on base. As the train just keeps on moving for Tennessee.
It's a big time take. Howard just not able to find anything to put him away with so far. He's able to get ahead on several counts, and really kind of a tough outing. It's not going to reflect how he truly threw, but just not quite enough strikes and a couple really good takes by Tennessee offense. It's just relentless. and they just don't give you anything.
That'll bring out Alex Guerra to go get his pitcher. Howard able to get one out, but gives up the grand slam and 3 walks. Tennessee now on top here against the Highlanders. We'll introduce you to the new pitcher for Radford coming up here in just a moment. Against Quinnipiac, retired both batters he faced. Allowed a couple of earned runs in 2 of his 4 outings as the junior will come in to face Cannon Peebles, the Tennessee designated hitter, the only ball that has not been on base so far tonight. Peebles, Newstrom, and Curley here with 1 out in the home half of the 3rd. So Tennessee, again, with a grand slam in this inning, their 5th already, will have Flynn of the season. They hit 12 last season. That's tied for 2nd most in a season in NCAA history. That's the SEC record. The NCAA record for grand slams in a season is 14, hit in 2003. Tennessee, as of tonight, has 5 to start the season.
They're on pace. Can't ever hit a grand slam without having bases loaded. So
that's right.
They do a really good job of drawing walks and extending innings. And if you hit with enough times with the bases loaded, then you'll eventually have more grand slams. So they've obviously seemed to like that recipe of get them on and then get a big swing to get them in. So
1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 away here to Peebles. Give a hat tip to our research department. That's Knoxville News Sentinel's Mike Wilson, who had those numbers as Peebles watches a ball.
Trey Way listed as a utility. Looks like a 2-way type player. Good athlete, could play multiple positions in the field and hit. It's only served as a pitcher so far this year.
2-1 fouled back. You would know a thing or two about being a 2-way player.
Nah, I wouldn't.
As a pitcher and a hitter at the University of Tennessee. I am told you are introduced as that from time to time, as 2-way Tennessee baseball player, Will Heflin.
Yeah, it's more of a joke.
2-2. That one bounces up there, and Lawless will race on down to second as Whitaker couldn't trap it.
Now, Peebles will have an opportunity, the runner in scoring position. Now, I have a lot of respect for anybody that does the 2-way gig. Sharp is a Tennessee left-handed pitcher and also hits threw really well this weekend. He does some 2-waying. Drew Gilbert comes to mind. First rounder as a center fielder, but actually came to Tennessee as more of a pitcher.
And a stoppage here is the catcher Whitaker.
Took one off the hand, maybe?
Yep. Looking at that right hand. And Alex Guerra, the 3rd-year head coach, out, and they sent a catcher perhaps to go get warmed up in the bullpen. Looks like Guerra, though, is waving him back. It does look like Whitaker might be all right to continue, but we're a little more blind up here than we used to be on bullpen activity as well.
We are for sure with the renovations, but if I'm a half-decent lip reader, he said, "I'm okay." Kind of waved him off. And catchers take a beating, don't they?
Man, they do, absolutely. It's a special kind of illness to be willing to get back there. Takes a special kind of player. Full count offering is outside. Peebles walks. That is the 4th walk that Tennessee has earned in this 3rd inning. And it brings up Chris Newstrom, the left fielder.
And still just 1 out. Newstrom, who in his first AB couldn't work a walk, but continued working foul balls until he eventually drove one into center field to extend that inning.
Watches a fastball in for a strike.
Way getting ahead there.
Newstrom, the 8th Tennessee batter to hit in this third inning. Breaking ball misses way outside as Lawless was ready. Scampering on down to third. Another wild pitch will now put a runner 90 feet away for the freshman Newstrom.
Look at this jump right there. Never stops his feet. Anticipates it really good.
It's an athletic catcher. As Newstrom watches another ball. Really impressive just how disciplined Tennessee has been this year at the plate. You think of Tennessee hitting, you think of the home runs, you think of the incredible light tower power. Tennessee's worked 92 walks coming into this game. As Newstrom watches a ball on the inside. That's 7th in the NCAA, 3rd of the SEC coming in tonight.
Yeah, for me, it really comes down to guys not willing to give away at bats, and it's so hard to get into the Tennessee lineup that anytime you're in there, you've got to fight in there tooth and nail.
Runner goes, and that pitch misses. It's ball 4 again, the 5th walk of the inning for Radford pitching. And that loads the bases for the Tennessee leadoff man, Dean Curley, who already has a home run tonight.
And that comes down to guys wanting to compete, but as we mentioned earlier with Levi Clark being under control, they've got a really good approach. They're so strong they don't have to try to, be something they're not to hit it far. And so when you do that, you're able to lay off pitches that maybe if you're a little overzealous you would offer at that aren't in the zone. But yeah, it takes two to tango, right? Like, it's early in the year. These teams they're playing are trying to figure out what they've got, and some guys have struggled a little bit to find the zone, and Tennessee's done a good job of not helping them when that's happened. I mean, the midweek against UNC Asheville, they had 22 in one game, which
it's unbelievable.
Always bolsters the season total when you walk 22 times in one game.
Right.
But
well, like you said earlier tonight, that's a good weekend. So the shortstop, Keene, comes in to just have a word with his pitcher, Trey Way.
Yeah, right now, I mean, you look at it, it's just a 2-run game. You get a ground ball, get this thing stopped. I mean, you're still in this, but
here comes Alex Guerra.
You turn the lineup over with Curley and Keelan, and you could be staring at a much bigger deficit in a hurry.
So Way is the 4th pitcher to throw for Radford tonight. And here in the home half of the third, we are about to see pitcher number 5. A couple of walks for Way, chases him, and with a 1-0 count, Dean Curley will see a new pitcher. But to the Highlanders of Radford, this is freshman Mason Hatcher, who makes his 5th appearance of the season. 6'2" righty from Alton, Virginia. Went an inning and a third on Friday in the win over Mercyhurst, walking 3 and striking out 1. Gave up 2 hits, no runs. On opening weekend against Akron, he allowed 7 runs at the start of the season. And once again, freshman, first season, 11.81 ERA. Here's the defending national champs with the bases loaded and one of the best hitters in college baseball in Dean Curley.
Yeah, they're certainly throwing him out there and letting him either work through it or learn a valuable lesson. Hatcher, a nice frame though, 6'2", listed at 170, so there's some room to fill out in there, and the arm works pretty clean. Looks like it's going to be a upper 80s, low 90s fastball.
The lanky righty inherits a 1-0 count with Lawless at third, Peebles at second, and Newstrom at first. And the 1-0 pitch is a breaking ball, 77 miles per hour on the radar gun, in there for a ball.
If you're Radford right here, you'll trade it out for a run. You just want to get something in the air, or be sure of one if you get a ground ball.
2-0 inside. 3 balls, no strikes. It got to be tricky as a pitcher as well. You come in and typically this would just be 2-0, but now you're 1 ball away on just your 3rd pitch from a run scoring. And there's ball 4. Tennessee will tack on the extra point here in the home half of the 3rd as Curley, with a bases loaded walk, the 9th Tennessee batter of the inning, makes it 7-4 Tennessee.
You're right, it does make it a little bit weird or challenging to come in a count that's already active, but I think what Guerra had seen from Way is that kind of lost it a little bit. It wasn't throwing it with the same conviction that he had early in the inning, and so had to go get him and give Hatcher a chance to come in and attack the zone.
And there's a 4th ball
right now,
start this outing.
Right now they're just looking for strikes.
Gavin Keelan struck out to start this inning. That is the 1 out that Radford has recorded here in the 3rd. The 1-0 outside. So Tennessee has already hit its 5th grand slam of the season tonight. It hit 12 all of last season. It can get halfway to that number with 1 swing of the bat from Gavin Keelan right here. And right now, he's not getting the chance to. Outside again.
Yeah, normally I'd say with the hottest hitter in the country, arguably with Justin LeBron from Alabama, probably being in that discussion as well. You'd say green light, but I'd make Hatcher throw a strike.
3-0. There's 1.
Yeah, he was taken all the way there.
We've seen Andrew Fisher with a 3-ball green light tonight. That's trickier, though, when 6 walks have already been recorded in the inning.
No doubt.
The 3-1. Swing and a foul back, left-hand side. Runs the count full. See a look at a great crowd here on hand at Rocky Top as well. Watch this Tennessee offense come to life in a 5-run 3rd inning so far. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Fouled back, we'll do it again. Keelan tied for 3rd in the country with 7 home runs. 2nd of the SEC behind the aforementioned Justin LeBron. 10th in the NCAA in on-base percentage at .615. That leads all SEC hitters. The 3-2. Swings and he ropes it into center field for a base hit. That's going to score a pair of volunteers. 2 more RBIs for Gavin Keelan, who continues to swing a hot bat.
What an at-bat.
Whistled it over the pitcher, Hatcher. It didn't leave the park, but that'll do just fine to make it a 5-run Tennessee lead.
Hatcher had grinded his way back into the count from 3-0 and threw multiple pitches that were good enough to get him out that he spoiled, and then goes, I think it was the 3rd in a row fastball in that outer half, and Keelan just goes right with it.
A little double steal as Hunter Ensley swings and fouls that one back, as Tennessee will look to stay aggressive here with already 7 runs in this 3rd inning. So Peebles and Newstrom come around to score. Curley on second. Keelan on first. A 0-1 count to the Tennessee center fielder Ensley. Breaking ball misses. Incredible how the mood of this game changed from 3 Tennessee errors, allowing 3 unearned runs for their pitchers, down 4-2, and now up 9-4 as Hensley was fooled there, 1-2.
Yeah, it's usually the team that plays the cleanest usually wins. And when you talk about clean, that's errors and walks. And Tennessee certainly gave Radford a little bit of help with the 3 errors, but I would argue that 6-7 walks in 1 inning would outweigh the 3 errors at some point. So
double steal again. Swing, no swing from Hensley, who watches it go by, and on the transfer, Whitaker couldn't corral it. Stolen bases for Curley and Keelan. Put runners on second and third now for Hensley.
Yeah, it looked like Whitaker was going to go to second on this one. I don't think he had a play at either base. Keelan got a really good jump that time as well, kind of just going off Curley.
2-2 to Hensley. Breaking ball lifted in the air. A pop fly for Toole, who scampers back, couple steps into the green. And Hensley pops out for the second out of the inning. So Andrew Fisher gets a turn next. He homered in the first, came around to score after walking earlier in this inning. The 12th Tennessee batter to come to the dish here in already a 7-run third. Mason Hatcher, the righty, done a really nice job just calming things down a little bit here in an impossible situation for Radford.
Yeah, a little bit, and he comes in the game and throws 6 straight balls, and not particularly close, but looked like he's settled in at least a little bit to get the thing over the zone, and fastball's got some life on it. The first 2 to Fisher have been 91 and 90, and he's painted that outer half.
Big cut there from Fisher, who was aiming for that white pickup truck. He about hit on the fly back in the first inning in right center. 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Hatcher gets the strikeout, the second of the inning for Radford, but there was a lot of time between those 2 punch-outs. 7 runs for Tennessee in the home half of the third inning. The Vols change a 2-run deficit to a 5-run lead after back in that third inning. As a pitcher, obviously, you like 7 runs of support, but what do you think the last, half hour, 20 minutes was like for Sharman as he watched that offensive explosion?
Kind of a blessing and a curse. I think the hardest part about that is the 2 pitching changes that you saw go on. You'll take the 7 runs, but
right,
from a pitcher's perspective, you're like, how fast can we get these 7 runs
right,
so I can get back out there? But yeah, I mean, guys have different ways of staying loose now, whether it's a weighted ball or a band, or maybe go in the tunnel there and do some jumping jacks or push-ups or something. But just keep the blood flowing and get your warm-up pitches and just try to throw strike 1 when you get back out there. But it can be tough. It can be a little tough. You get in a rhythm, especially after striking out the side. You get off the mound, you kind of want to get back out there, but you'll definitely take the 7 runs.
Noah Toole, the batter, second baseman tonight for Radford, who grounded out to the shortstop Curley, his only time up back in the first. 4 straight Radford hitters have been sat down via the strikeout. As Sharman continues, and this is 3rd inning of work after taking over with 2 outs in that first inning, with Nick Abraham getting his first career start. Two one. That's chopped to Curley. Charging, throwing, safe. And a nice effort by Noah Toole, who was hustling down the line. Curley with a nice throw, just not quite in time.
Yeah, I don't think he had him anyways, but it did pull Clark off the bag. I think he said he pulled him, but he beat it. I'd be surprised if that one doesn't go as a hit.
Looks that way. 4th hit of the night for the Highlanders brings up the 8th batter, Eli Hudgens, who singled, stole a base, and scored back in the second, and he ropes one over the glove of Keelan for a base hit. Chapman tosses it back in. 2 pitches and a couple of singles for the Highlanders. A nice piece of hitting there from the DH Hudgens. He's got a couple of base knocks tonight. Ninth batter Corbin Grantham next. He struck out back in the second.
Yeah, Hutchins has swung the bat well. Stayed on 2. That one was a textbook piece of hitting. Line drive over the second baseman.
Little double steal as Lawless will go to third. Fisher tries to apply the tag, but it's not in time. Aggressive, the Highlanders, with a couple of steals, put runners in scoring position. Certainly got to respect this Highlanders lineup and this team that is taking the initiative and put pressure on Tennessee at every turn as Tony Vitello came out for a quick chat. Now Tennessee will call time.
I think he was asking if that's something that they could initiate to look at, because it looked like Fisher held the tag on in case Toole may have slid past, or at least thought he did. So I think he was asking, hey, I'm not using a challenge, but if you want to take a look at it, it'd be nice.
Well, Tony Vitello comes out to talk with his infield. It does take a gaze back at the home plate umpire. That's David Bailey tonight, not happy about something. And he's still talking.
Yeah, I can't figure out what he's frustrated about, but
make the change now, yeah.
At first, I thought he was just trying to buy time for the guys in the bullpen. We'll see who's coming in here.
Wonder if interference, maybe? The batter in there as the throw went down to third?
That's got to be it, because I didn't see anything with the runners.
And Frank Anderson, who was in that conversation with Bailey, the home plate umpire, as well. So Tony Vitello will make a change and uses the opportunity to have a chat with the man behind the dish as well. New pitcher coming in for the Vols. We'll introduce you to him coming up next. Austin Hundley will get a chance to pitch here for the Big Orange. Redshirt sophomore who retired both batters he faced against North Alabama in the midweek a week ago. Allowed 2 hits, struck out 2 in 2 innings against Samford in his longest outing. This is his 5th appearance of the season. Familiar last name for Tennessee baseball fans. Of course, Sean Hundley, a terrific pitcher, continuing his professional career as well as we speak. But the Mount Juliet, Tennessee native. And Austin Hundley, we get a chance here. Michael Sharman finishing with 2 1/3, allowing 3 hits, striking out 5, responsible for runners on second and third.
Yeah, an overall good outing from Sharman, but Hundley has been phenomenal to start this season. He's been good every time he's gone out there for Tennessee. They feel comfortable using him in these leverage situations to come in and get ground balls, get big strikeouts. Much like older bro, throws a lot of strikes, has a little bit of deception on the heater. Guys don't seem to pick it up very well or put good swings on it. So
1-1 pitch, misses.
He's also gotten more physical throughout his time here on Rocky Top, now in his more veteran tenure.
2-1 pitch. Misses again. That is a theme for Tennessee hitters and pitchers alike when they get in the strength program here in Knoxville. I imagine there's a lot of horror stories on getting through that process, but a hallmark of a Tennessee program with Quentin Eberhardt, who certainly feels like that is a strength of Tony Vitello's team.
It is. He's absolutely the best in the business. And Hundley right there, that sinker took off.
3-2 pitch, that misses, ball 4. And they are loaded with no outs here for Radford. And the leadoff man, John Keanu Perez, the left fielder, who's already been on base twice tonight.
Now batting number 8, John Keanu Perez.
So Highlanders turn the lineup over, have the bases juiced. Depending on how this plays out, though, the walk could end up being a good thing because now you've got Force out at every base.
Sure.
You'll trade 2 for 1 up 9-4 anytime.
Yeah, Grantham at first, Hudgens at second, and Toole over at third. Just the second walk issued tonight from Tennessee pitching. 0-1. Swing and a miss.
Really good changeup right there. Do you double up here, or do you go with the fastball?
That breaking balls look so good.
Change up.
Grounder. Keelan to Curley. 4-6-3. And what a dig by Clark over there at first to keep that one from going potentially in the camera well. The run scores as Toole touches home. But Tennessee flashes the leather here in the fourth to limit the damage.
That's a great pick by Levi Clark. Wasn't able to come up with one earlier, but that one just as tough. Makes the adjustment and makes that play.
So Hudgens gets down to third. Toole comes in to score. Here's Keene, the second place batter, as he laces this one into the corner and right. Down there for a base hit. Relay into Keelan will be cut off there. A double for Hunter Keene as Radford continues to battle back. It's a 3-run game.
Keene smokes this one. All the Radford hitters have done a really good job of going with the pitch, going the other way. On this one, he smokes it down the line, is able to keep it fair. 2-out RBI and put himself in scoring position.
Brecken Nace lifts this one to center. Plenty of room for Hunter Ensley, dotting the tri-star in center field. He'll reach up and make the catch, and that will retire the side. But Radford, after giving up 7 runs in the bottom of the third, continues to battle in the fourth. They get 2 runs on 3 hits, leave a man there. It's 9-6 Vols as we head to the home half of the fourth. For the Big Orange. Midweek baseball, 15 runs scored in 3.5 innings. Put on a pot of coffee and then settle in for this one. Hope you don't have to go into work early tomorrow morning.
14 hits. We're approaching double-digit walks as well. Been a good display of offense for sure.
Mason Hatcher continues as the arm for Radford as he misses inside to Clark, who has singled twice, scored back in the third. When you hear Tony Vitello and this Tennessee staff talk about Levi Clark, as amazing as he has been, A, they're not shocked with any of it, and B, they feel like he can get that much better so early into his Tennessee career.
Yeah, and this was a guy they weren't even positive was going to make it to Knoxville. He was a high draft risk for Tennessee, but a high draft prospect for himself, and decided that Tennessee was the best route for him. And aside from getting smoked in the quad there, it's been a pretty good decision so far.
Yeah. Where's 89 there on the hip? He'll trot down to first. About the only way you can get Levi Clark out right now is Reese Chapman grabs a bat. Yeah, Levi Clark, number 3 in the country in slugging percentage. Gavin Keelan, second, by the way, in that category. Flashed the leather there in that last frame over at first, making his second start in his young college career defensively. Playing first, that shifted Andrew Fisher to DH on Saturday.
Yeah, I think in the next few years he'll work in there at catcher some. And
1-0, big cut by Chapman.
If you're Tennessee, you like what you've got for the future. when thinking of Stone Lawless, who's catching tonight, and Levi Clark, who's a freshman, both very gifted offensively and defensively. They have the tools, and they'll come along. And you like what you've got there this year at Peebles. I'm just talking about how kind of Levi Clark fits in moving forward this year. I think first base, maybe left field, and certainly DH is always an option, because I think Tennessee has correctly decided right away that, hey, this isn't a bat we can afford to leave out of the lineup too often.
2-1. Fouled high and out of play from Chapman. It is incredible. You think of Tennessee's success over these last 5-6 seasons, and it is pretty amazing that Tony Vitello is just now starting to recruit to A, this new facility, and B, those first College World Series teams. And high school baseball recruiting, it starts so early that really you're seeing the fruits of those labor now and some of these young players.
Yeah, and he did a really good job early on in his tenure of getting what he could. One of the first guys he signed was Garrett Crochet, who's
right,
in the AL Cy Young mix this year, going to be the ace for the Boston Red Sox. So that was a pretty good find for early on when you're not, recruiting at the level you are now.
High fly ball from Chapman. Perez under it in left. He'll range back to his left and make a catch that was likely a bit more dramatic than he would have liked.
Out number one nonetheless, but to your point, now you're bringing in number one recruiting classes, top 5 every single year. You're bringing in the best of the best out of the portal based on what you need. You don't have to bring in 20 guys out of the portal, but you go grab a Liam Doyle, and Andrew Fisher, a Gavin Keelan, and some others, a Tanner Franklin, who's been lights out of the bullpen. And it just seems like they hit on so many guys.
Then you mix that with the transfer portal additions and Keelan and Fisher, like you mentioned, and then you've got Huntington, Tennessee's finest, and Hunter Ensley right in the middle of it. It really is emblematic of a Tennessee program that has really relied on some local guys, but also some highly touted players at the same time as well. And he's got a great state, Tony Vitello, to recruit in of high school baseball here in Tennessee too.
He does, and you've got to take care of your state first. And Tennessee, I'd argue, is extremely underrated in terms of the talent at the high school ranks and the summer ball programs and all that. And obviously you've got, just off the plate there, breaking ball, you've got Atlanta, which is a hotbed for Tennessee, or for high school baseball, just down the road. And so it's easy for guys from around here to go play that competition and get better. But the Nashville area, the Knoxville area, even Upper East Tennessee, out in Memphis, like there's players all over the place. I'm not sure where that one missed.
I'm not either.
But you got to take care of that first. And since he's been here, he started winning some battles over Vandy. He started winning some battles over Georgia for some of the highly touted Georgia kids. And there's a lot surrounding Tennessee. It's kind of in the middle of the Southeastern Conference, which is
Stone Lawless gets under one to left, high up there for Perez to deal with as he makes the catch, and 2 are retired.
2 in a row to Perez. That one a little more comfortable.
It's incredible the way the baseball finds you, isn't it? You're a little uncomfortable on one of those, and it is coming right back to you the next time.
Or you just got entered into the game.
That's right.
As a defensive replacement. I mean, it's like 80%. That's not scientifically proven, but it's at least 80%.
It feels like it.
The ball is coming to you, that very first hitter, or at least some point in the inning. And like Dean Curley in the first had the error, and then what do you know, the next one right back to him. So it's funny how the game works, and there's certainly some quirks to baseball that don't exist anywhere else, which is what makes folks like us love the game.
That's right. Cannon Peebles walked and scored in the third, flew out in the second. Up for the third time tonight. Start off with a ball outside from Hatcher.
There's a lot to like about Hatcher. Really impressed.
He had the unenviable task of coming in to an inning where Radford walked 6 Tennessee batters as Fan makes a nice grab down the third base line.
In the Mizuno hat. This is a Wilson Louisville Slugger program. We gotta get that guy on board. Just kidding.
1-1. Misses.
Kinda.
Cannon Peebles, the DH, poised for a big season, and certainly didn't have some of the numbers that he would have liked last year, but there is still so much talent in the former NC State backstop, now at Tennessee, who was a big part of Tennessee's College World Series run last year. And without him walking in the ninth inning in an amazing at-bat against Florida State in that first game in Omaha, we might not be talking about defending national champions Tennessee.
I still don't know how he took that pitch on 3-2.
Man.
I really don't. One of the easiest guys to root for on the entire team. Had a huge swing Sunday. Peppered the second deck at Dyken Park, as it is now called.
It took some getting used to, didn't it, over the weekend?
It did. I wanted to say Minute Maid, and then I called it Dakin at first. Was corrected, which is fine. I want to say it correctly, but I don't like it.
Swing and a miss from Cannon Peebles will end the inning. The second strikeout from Mason Hatcher. And he will see 4, 5, and 6. He's a great crowd on hand to see one of the 7 remaining undefeated college baseball teams so far this season. James Ward first up, the third baseman, as Hundley starts him off with a foul ball. It is amazing. Not only does Tennessee have 2 pitchers whose older brothers have been in this program, Austin Hundley, Sean Hundley, and Ryan Combs and Aaron Combs, the deliveries of both of those guys are amazingly similar to their brothers, as Hundley hits Ward to start off the 5th here.
Eerily similar. And kind of their mannerisms, too, not
Right.
just the way they deliver the ball, but I guess the mannerisms is a little bit more easier to see how that would happen. I mean, they are brothers. They have the same parents.
Sure.
So you think they'd be similar in some ways, but I think about the Rogers brothers who are in the big leagues, and one of them is a submarine righty or lefty, and the other one's like a over the top from the other side. I reverse that. Submarine righty, over the top
right.
lefty.
I
think they're twins, and so for the Hundleys and Combs to be a couple years apart and kind of deliver it the same way is funny.
Tyler Kehoe, the right fielder, up here with a runner on first. So what that means, if the mannerisms are similar, is that the next time Ryan Combs is in a spot closing out a game and there's a runner on and he's just brought one in, he's got to smile into the camera before he delivers the next pitch home.
Yeah, depending on how big the lead is, I guess.
Amazing moment, of course, talking about Aaron Combs last year, closing out the College World Series for Tennessee. Brings in a couple runs, wild pitch, and that iconic photo of him just smiling into the camera. A lot more comfortable, perhaps, than many in Tennessee Orange were on that evening.
Yeah, it's not over until you get that third out, but I think part of that helped him eventually get that third out. He knew what the lead was that he was working with.
Kehoe ropes this one into right center, ranging over as Chapman can't get there as it rolls to the wall. Ensley picks it up as Ward races around second. He'll stop at third. It's a double for Tyler Kehoe, and just like that, the tying run comes to the plate for the Highlanders.
Radford not going away. Good swing there from Kehoe and Chapman. Just barely not able to get there in time.
So some trouble here for Hundley, as he'll throw next to Brady Whitaker, the catcher, who reached on an error back in the first and struck out in the third. And tip of the cap to this Radford team. Gave up 7 runs in that third inning. All they've done is put up 2 in the fourth and now make some damage here in the fifth. This will bring home a run as Curley gets another chance, throws to first. The run scores As Ward touches home and Kehoe runs to third, it's a 2-run Tennessee lead here in the 5th.
Yeah, first pitch, just get something in the middle of the field. Tennessee playing back, that'll get you a run. And I think Hurley almost skipped that one again. It looks like he's pulling it a little bit or something, but doesn't look quite comfortable throwing the ball to first base tonight. Clark able to snare it.
Swing and a miss from Noah Toole, the second baseman, who grounded out of the first and scored after an infield hit to start the 4th.
Infield playing back again, so Tennessee willing to give up run number 8 on a ground ball for an out. Game.
Noah Toole with 6 RBIs this season, a .390 average coming into this one. Runs well with 6 steals. The 0-2. That's grounded right side, and it'll get foul. Normally, you would maybe be a bit more disappointed that one didn't stay fair where you could record the out, but that run was certainly going to score, like you said there, if that one was fair.
Yeah, I think 0-2, you'll take another stab to get a strikeout or a weak pop-up, so he's not able to advance. Has stayed away from him. Might think about a
0-2 misses downstairs. Nice stop by Lawless behind the dish.
Yeah, goes change up there. I was about to say heater inside and then kind of second guess myself there.
1 ball, 2 strikes, pitch home. Same spot.
Now he goes to it. Hundley's definitely got some sink, but Radford's done a decent job on a couple of them, going back to the walk from the last inning. If they see it out of the hand, already on the lower half of the zone, they're able to lay off it because they know it's going to continue sinking out of the strike zone. See it up is the phrase there for a hitter if you're facing a guy like Hundley with some tilt.
So Stone Lawless will go out to talk to his pitcher Hundley, who has a smile on his face, comfortable. First earned run he has allowed this season, the run to James Ward, who came around to score just a moment ago. Talked about baseball stats we feel like we know that we don't know. I'd love to know how many leadoff hit by pitches come around to score.
Leadoff walks and hit by pitches, it's at least 90%.
2-2, right back where it came from, a base hit. That'll score Kehoe, and an RBI single from Noah Toole, the second baseman, has made this a 1-run game here in the 5th.
Goes fastball in the outer half in a 2-2 count. And Toole able to shoot it up the middle. Radford just not going away in this one.
And Eli Hudgens, the DH, making his 6th start of the season, has been one of these standouts tonight. Runner goes. Lawless throwing down to second. Not in time. And the tying run now in scoring position for Radford.
And these young pitchers for Tennessee have not quite been dialed into controlling the run game tonight, which they'll get better at with time.
0-1. Well hit, but foul. Fifth stolen base of the night for the Highlanders. Many of those have been on first pitches of counts. Oh, 2 home. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nice bounce back from Austin Hundley. Gets him to wave and miss on the breaking ball. And that'll bring up the 9th batter, Grantham.
First time they've retired Hudgens. He's had a nice day. That was a big pitch.
Hunley, nice move as Keelan keeps him honest. Corbin Grantham, 276 battered coming into the night. 4 RBIs. Walked back in the 4th. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and watches a beautiful breaking ball catch that corner. Nice test here for Tennessee. The 0-1. Good pitch. Went back to the breaking ball, this time inside. Ball's allowing 2 more runs tonight than they did all weekend against good competition in Houston, trying to get out of this inning with the lead. Hunley just misses that corner. Looking for a second straight strike. And Corbin Grantham with an RBI single has tied this game in the 5th.
Hunley does go with the 2-strike fastball and does get it in. Just a great job by Grantham fighting it off. Able to get under it just enough to get it over the infield.
The 5th RBI of the season for the 9th place batter playing center field tonight in Corbin Grantham. 3 earned runs in the inning for Austin Hunley. As Tennessee, and now a new ball game, will go to the bullpen. 9-9 here in the 5th. To another as Austin Hunley exits, and sophomore lefty Dylan Loy will enter. A Pigeon Forge product from right over the hills here in East Tennessee. In a big spot. Runner on first, leadoff batter, and John Keanu Perez up to the plate. And Will Heflin, this is an opportunity Dylan Loy will have in big moments all season. A fantastic lefty who Tennessee is going to rely a lot on this year.
Yeah, and he's pitched in 2 high leverage situations this weekend. Has looked really good since coming back from a little early season soreness. Didn't throw the first week and a half, but since being out there, he's done nothing but strike people out and get weak contact. So this tells you kind of all you need to know about what they're seeing at field level in terms of the punch that Radford's coming with tonight. So going to one of your high leverage guys, I imagine they won't stretch him out more than this last out in the 5th, and maybe another inning at most. But Loy's one of your high leverage weekend arms, that's for sure.
Had 2 outings in Houston over the weekend. The Pigeon Forge native through 2/3 against Oklahoma State. Struck out both batters he saw. And struck out one of the 2 he faced against Arizona on Sunday. Quick turnaround for the lefty. First pitch home, in there for a strike. Talk about winning a national championship and making a deep run in Omaha. You need guys to kind of grow up in real time and step up in big ways. Dylan Loy was at the top of that list last year in Omaha for Tennessee, as he misses with a breaking ball. 2 big outings in that College World Series championship series against Texas A&M.
Yeah, and it started in Hoover with the SEC championship.
Right.
It's kind of his first burst onto the scene outing that is mentioned often when talking about Loy, and then carried it over into College World Series.
This
Hunter...
one's lifted to center. Hunter Ensley to the fence. He got it. We mentioned Omaha, and Hunter Ensley said, let me run that one back just like it did to win us a national championship. A big play to keep this game tied.
Time it up one time.
John Keanu Perez cannot believe it, but Lindsey Nelson Stadium comes alive as Hunter Ensley flashes the leather and keeps this one knotted up at 9. We go to the home half of the night. Coming into this ball game as sophomore Noah Arnett will grab the ball. He pitched a scoreless inning Friday in his 3rd outing of the season. In that Radford win over Mercyhurst. Allowed 5 runs and walked 5 to Akron in just a third of an inning through 2 scoreless innings on opening day as well against the Zips on that first weekend of the season. He will come into this one facing 9-1-2 in the Tennessee order. 2 up, Chris Newstrom, Dean Curley, and Gavin Keelan.
What a catch.
Well, we've got basically, I mean, I can't wait until somebody could put that side by side with his catch in the College World Series, but face against the fence, Hunter Inslee, he has a signature move to make some highlight plays. Chris Newstrom first up. As this one misses inside, Inslee would come up if somebody can reach here. And I imagine he feels like the Incredible Hulk after that play and is itching to grab a bat. 1-0 from Arnett. That's lifted foul.
It takes a special kind of toughness and just willingness to run into a wall that hard, that fast, and still hold on to the ball. That's the biggest thing about that. It's like, I don't know how you hang on. I mean, you hit it going that fast, and you just...
Newstrom gets hit here. Or did he?
I think it missed him. He
You're
ducked
right.
out of the way.
Actually call this a foul ball. Say that. Got the knob of the bat. It's 1-2.
You know, that one going that direction really reminds me of the catch that Tears made. I believe it was the North Carolina game. Or no, it was Inslee's was the North Carolina game. Tears was the next day against round 2 against Florida State.
That's right. Swing and a miss from Newstrom. And the count is 2-2. That one, not a foul ball last time, my mistake. Now the count even.
Yep.
Got him looking. Nice pitch, froze him. Noah Arnett comes in, strikes out the first batter he faces. Turn the lineup card over now to Dean Curley. So Curley grabs a bat with a solo home run in the first, a line out to center in the second. One of 6 Tennessee Vols who walked in the 3rd inning, where Tennessee produced 7 runs. Up here with one away, and he wears one. No doubt about that one. Crowd doesn't like it, but that will give Gavin Keelan a runner on base as he grabs a bat.
I think it goes without saying no intent there.
No.
Just got away from him.
Yep.
But
Keelan singled in the first, brought in 2 runs with a single in the 4th.
home crowd doing what they should do.
That's right.
Express their displeasure.
First pitch to Keelan. Misses.
One of the best parts about the SEC is these guys will get to go play in road environments in front of sold-out stadiums with a bunch of people who don't want to see them do well. And that's really fun. It's more fun playing in front of your home fans, but sometimes it's nice to go try to be the enemy.
Keelan, hard hit to center. Ranging back is Grantham. He'll reach up and make the catch. A loud out from the Tennessee second baseman. Brings up Hunter Ensley, moments after flashing a leather to keep this game tied up.
That's about the only way to get Keelan out right now. Let's hope he hits it at somebody because that ball was smoked.
Ensley tonight struck out looking in the first, walked and scored in the third, popped out of the second baseman, also in the third. See if that defense translates to offense. Watches the first pitch, nice breaking ball, well located for a strike.
And suddenly the entire stadium locked in to an at-bat. Got eerily quiet there for that first pitch.
Arnett will check on the runner back at first, Curley. We mentioned it in the last inning. A lot of rallies start with a hit batter. See if Tennessee can return the favor here. Runner not going, as Ensley smartly watches that one inside.
Tennessee notoriously does their best work with 2 outs as well. 2 out hitting.
One ball, one strike. The pitch. That one misses. I imagine you've got to be still pretty jacked up after making that catch, and the adrenaline. For me, it would almost be hard to calm yourself down to put the bat in your shoulder in a moment like this.
Yeah, you can see Ensley's load. He's intentionally trying to be calm.
2-1 pitch, that one misses.
I mean, I don't even think his front foot is completely coming off the ground. And he's not ever been a big leg kick guy anyway, but like you said, you run, make that catch and come up off the wall, you get the adrenaline rush. You're probably taking some deep breaths and trying to get zoned in to hit.
3-1, runner goes, swung on and roped to the left field. That's down for a base hit. Around second runs Curley as the ball gets to the wall. Curley rounds third. He'll come in to score. Hunter Ensley with the glove and with the bat. The difference tonight for Tennessee, who leads again.
He said, "Who's flying under the radar?"
Perfectly placed on the left field line.
Gets ahead in the count. 3-1, doesn't try to do too much, but he is not late. Hammers that one down the left field line to retake the lead here in the bottom of the 5th.
So Andrew Fisher watches the ball. Homered back in the first in what felt like a week and a half ago. And a timeout for Christian Bourne, the third-year pitching coach, to come out and have a chat with Noah Arnett. I think the headline of tonight is that Hunter Ensley hates center field fences more than anyone in baseball. He will run straight into it.
I think he likes them. I think he just wants to
go
say, hey.
That's right.
He felt bad for right center. He hadn't said hey to it yet. Had to go track one down, and it's amazing.
I think right now Hunter Keene is telling him, like, how'd you catch that?
He said, hey, man, I've watched your new documentary on YouTube. It was really good.
That's right. Advanced scouting.
Really good, by the way.
Absolutely.
Need to go watch if you haven't.
Fantastic stuff. As Fisher stands back in. Breaking ball misses. Ensley going to go for third here, and Ensley
safe
is thrown out. Thought maybe the slide could have gotten around the tag, but Ward applied it. We'll get another look, but that's another big throw by Whitaker to gun down a Tennessee runner.
I think he was safe, and they're not reviewing it.
Close either way. Ensley didn't protest, but his RBI single is the difference. Tennessee by 1 as we head to the 6th.
Leadoff base on balls. Defensively, for the USF-based partners, Riley Waters at first base, Alex Richter at second, Dan Sheehan short, Jay Marcy at third, left right in the outfield, Caden Woltipa, Scott Newman, and Henry Zeno. Preston Lucas behind the plate. Here's Cam Canarello. Throw over behind the back. Runner goes, pitch is taken inside, the throw down, and he is out in line. Throw right on the plate. Catcher Preston Lucas at the shortstop. Vance Sheehan caught him 2-6 on the caught still in the Purifine. Is retired. That's the first time he has been thrown out this season. He had previously been 8 for 8. So 1-1 on Canarello, and that is ball 2 upstairs. He got a good pitch to throw on this.
Right after the fastball in there, and just got a little bit of room behind the plate there. That's a good start. Other than walking defense without the room.
2-1 pitch, and first on 2-2. Jeremy Purified walks his toss to Canarello. Now on the count of 2-2, Luke Gaffney on deck. Breaking pitch, and saw it on slow roller. Georgia charging Richard at second. He's running the throw in time. And they're 2 away. Here is the aforementioned Gaffney, the Luke transfer. He's like the 2 hitters above him in the batting order, riding 48 hitters. Batting 297, someone once, in 5 runs. Really shift for him. And he's on the fastball also. He can pull down the pitches sometimes. It's crazy. He says, no, we're not going to. More than a handful of things on top of the green monster tonight. Looking ball. This is inside. Right at the living room. Putting the ball. Pitch. Fastball on the outside. 3-2-1. Looking long ball. Drive season. It's good off. Both of those spots will be Gene going off on the mouth. Big swing and a foul off the right out of Williams. He left 2 balls and 2 strikes. Luke Gaffney, 2 outs and nobody on top of the first inning.
I mean, this would be great if our coach can get out. We're talking about only a total of 62 thirds innings in the next 2 minutes. So this is their 1-2-3 for the next one.
Strike 3 swing. Gaffney shakes the fastball up the way. And the inning is over. So after the leadoff walk, Purified throw down Skilling. And then a routine ground out by Canarello. Gaffney down on strikes. And the inning is over. We head to the bottom on the first place of nothing.